Welcome to today's lecture on decision analysis and decision tree. First we'll discuss about what is decision analysis. Decision analysis is the application of an analytical method for systematically comparing different decision options. Decision analysis graphically displays choices and facilitates the calculation of values needed to compare these options. It assists with selecting the best or the most cost effective alternative. Decision analysis is a tool that has been used for years in many fields. This method of analysis assists in making decisions when the decision is complex and there is uncertainty about some of the information. Then coming to what is decision tree. A decision tree is a decision support tool that uses a tree-like model of decisions and their possible consequences including chance, event, outcomes, resource, cost and utility. It is one way to display an algorithm that only contains conditional control statements. Decision tree structure. This decision tree structure consists of three important parameters, that is choice node, chance node, end nodes or terminal branches or final outcomes. The lines are drawn to joint decision points, that is branches or arms of a decision tree represented as these three choice nodes, chance nodes or the terminal nodes or the final outcome. The nodes are places in the decision tree where different options occur. Branching become possible at this point. The square box represents choice node, circle represents chance node, triangle represents end nodes or terminal branch or final outcome. Choice node, a choice node is allowed, for example, treatment A versus treatment B comparison. Chance node, chance comes into the equation, the chance or probability of cure or adverse event for different treatment options. Terminal node, the final outcome of interest for each option in the final decision is represented. The units used to measure final outcomes are dollars, INR, or quality adjusted life years. So this is a decision tree based on the available treatment options. We'll plot the decision tree and their possible outcomes. So in this decision tree figure, we have a square box that is called choice node, circle represents chance node, and triangle represents end nodes or terminal branches or the final outcome. So let us take it an example here, the estimate for antibiotic example. So in this case here, we have two options for treating an infections condition, and the cost for antibiotic per course of therapy for antibiotic A is 600 rupees and antibiotic B is 500. The probability of clinical success is 90% for antibiotic A and for antibiotic B is 80%. Probability of adverse events is 10% for antibiotic A and 15% for antibiotic B. The cost for treating adverse events for the both antibiotics is rupees 1000. When we plot a decision tree and when we substitute all these, the outcomes of these treatment options. So antibiotic A, we will be having a clinical success or clinical failure, and the clinical success might be an adverse, no adverse event or adverse event. Clinical success, the probability of clinical success is 90%. So here we are converting this 90% clinical success into probability values. That is, if it is 100%, then it is 1, and 90% it is 0.9, 10% means 0.1. So here the clinical success 90% for antibiotic A, that means it is 0.90. And we have two angles here, the clinical success, no adverse event and adverse event. No adverse event, then the probability becomes 0.9, and clinical success with an adverse event, that is 0.10, that is 10%. Then antibiotic A with the clinical failure, the probability of the clinical the failure is 10%, that is 0.10. So here clinical failure also we have two angles, that is no adverse events and adverse event. When there is no adverse events, then it is 90%, that is 0.90, and adverse event is there, then it is 10%, that is 0.10. So when there is no adverse event, clinical success, that is the cost is 600 rupees. And when there is a clinical success with an adverse event, so the cost here it will be 600 for the cost of the therapy, and 1000 rupees for adverse events management. So the total cost becomes 1600. So even here also the clinical failure with no adverse event is 600, and clinical failure with an adverse event is 1600. So then we'll see about the antibiotic B options and their outcomes. So antibiotic B also we have we'll be having a clinical success, and there is always possibility of failure also. So clinical success, and we have the two angles, that is no adverse event and adverse event. So the clinical success probability of clinical success is 80%, and the probability of an adverse event is 15%. So here the clinical success is 80%, that is 0.80, and clinical failure is 20%, that is 0.20. So here the adverse event, the probability of adverse event is 15%. So here the probability of adverse event is 15%, means 0.15. The probability of no adverse event is 0.85, that is 85 percentage. Then in case of clinical failure also we have two angles, no adverse events and adverse event. So adverse event, that is the probability is 15%, that is 0.15. No adverse event is 85%, that is 0.85. So and here also the clinical success with no adverse events cost is 500. Clinical success plus adverse event is 1500. Clinical failure with no adverse event is 500, and clinical failure with an adverse event is 1500. So here the calculations for antibiotic example. So the antibiotic A success with no adverse event. The cost of antibiotic A cost is 600, and the probability success with no adverse event. Look at this figure, success antibiotic A clinical success. The probability is 0.90, with no adverse event is 0.90. Then the probability becomes 0.9 into 0.9, that becomes 0.81. So then what would be the cost and the probability? So the cost is 600 and the probability is 0.81. The cost probability is 486 rupees. Then success with no adverse with adverse event. So success cost is 600, and adverse event cost is 1000 rupees. Then it will become 1600. Then what would be the probability? Success, that is 90%. So it is 0.90, and adverse event is there is a possibility of adverse event for antibiotic A is 10%, that is 0.10. Then it will become 0.9 into 0.1, this becomes 0.09. The cost and the probability value is 144 rupees. Failure with no adverse event, the cost is 600, and the probability is, failure with no adverse event, that is 0.10 into 0.90, that becomes 0.09, and the cost probability is 54. Failure with no adverse event, the cost is 600 plus adverse event cost is 1000, then it will become 1600. The probability of failure with no adverse event, failure 0.10 with an adverse event, that is 0.1, then it becomes, the probability is 0.01. The cost and probability is 16. So when you add all these probability values, then the total for antibiotic A is 1, and the cost and the probability is 700. That means the 700 is the average cost for the patient. Similarly, for antibiotic B also, success with no adverse events, the cost is 500, and the probability for antibiotic B is success with no adverse event, that is 0.80 into 0.85, then it becomes 0.68. The cost and probability is 340 rupees. Success with no adverse success with an adverse event is 500 plus 1000, the adverse event cost is 1000 rupees, so then it will become 1500. Then success with an adverse event, success is 80%, and with an adverse event is 15%, that is 0.8 into 0.15, then it becomes 0.12. So the cost and probability is 180. Failure with no adverse event, the cost is 500, and the failure with no adverse event, failure is 20% and no adverse event is 85%, then it will become 0.20 into 0.85, then the probability becomes 0.17. The cost and probability is 85. Failure with adverse event, 500 plus 1000 rupees for adverse event, then it will become 1500. Failure with adverse event, that is 20% and 15%, then it will become 0.20 into 0.15, then it will become 0.03, then the cost probability is 45. Similarly, here also the total cost for antibiotic B is 1, and the cost and the probability for antibiotic B is, it is 650. Sorry, it is mentioned total cost for antibiotic A, but that is antibiotic B. Then, and the next thing is, these calculations shows that antibiotic B is less expensive, even when including the cost of treating adverse events. But because antibiotic A is better clinical option, higher probability of success, and lower probability of adverse events, so the decision makers could use either the incremental cost effectiveness ratio, that is ICER, or the incremental net benefit calculations to determine whether to add antibiotic A to the formulary. So the incremental cost effectiveness ratio formula is delta cost by delta effects, that is the difference in cost by difference in effects, that is the difference of the antibiotic A minus the cost of antibiotic B is, the average cost is 700 minus 650 divided by, see, the probability of clinical success is 90% for drug A, and drug B is 80%. Then when we convert into probabilities, then it will become 0.9 minus 0.8. So the incremental cost effectiveness ratio here, it is rupees 500 more per extra success. If it is decided that each extra successful outcome is worth at least 500, patient discharged from the hospital faster, prevention of second round of treatment cost with another antibiotic, and so on, when then antibiotic A would be added to the formula. The next concept is incremental net benefit analysis calculation. So if the incremental net benefit analysis lambda, that is which we obtained from the willingness to pay analysis. So when the lambda is equal to 1000 rupees, then what would be the incremental net benefit analysis? So when we substitute the all the values for the values which are mentioned in the table 1, that is antibiotic A cost and antibiotic B cost, and also the outcomes, when we substitute all these values, so we got the value of our incremental net benefit analysis. When we use the lambda values 1000 rupees, we got the values plus rupees 50. Then the incremental net benefit analysis lambda is equal to rupees 2000. Then when we substitute all these values, so we got the plus rupees 150. So as you all know that the interpretation of incremental net benefit analysis, if the incremental net benefit value is above 0, that means positive, so then the intervention is deemed to be cost effective, and if it is below 0, it is not cost effective. So in this example, this is clearly indicates that antibiotic A is cost effective for this range of values. So these are the some of the references which I have used for preparing this presentation. Thank you.